وأهلا وسهلا بالأخ الله السيد فرقان. أهلا ومرحبا. تحبهم؟ وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. المترجم.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, we give praise and thanks to Allah for all of His prophets and their scriptures. We thank Allah for Musa and the Torah. We thank Allah for Isa and the Injil. And we thank Allah for Muhammad and the Quran. Peace be upon these worthy servants of Allah. As a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in America, I thank Allah for raising him to be a leader, teacher, and guide for us in the West. To guide us on the path of Prophet Muhammad in the establishment of truth in the Western Hemisphere, even as it was established in the East. I greet all of you, my dear brothers and sisters, with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. To our beloved father and teacher, the Grand Mufti, Brother Kftaro, to all of the imams and leaders and Muslims who are present, it is a great honor for me and my colleagues to be in this mosque today during the last few days of the holy month of Ramadan to feast with you on the words of wisdom from our great teacher. My dear Grand Mufti, your words were very inspirational. And they went deep into my heart. And they will inspire me to do even greater work, inshallah, in the United States. As you know, I am the first Muslim to become the preeminent leader and spokesperson for the nearly 40 million black people in the United States. This places upon me and upon us a great responsibility. Our Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, spread the word of Islam through his companions throughout the old world. But when the New World was discovered and when the New World was populated from Europe, because of their struggles against Islam during the Crusades, they wanted no Islam in the Western Hemisphere. As you know, we didn't go to America on the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, or the Mayflower. Nina, these were 3 ships. That carried the pilgrims to America. But we were brought out of Africa in the holds of ships. To be brought to America to be made slaves. Many of our fathers were Muslims. But since Islam was not wanted in the Western Hemisphere, they separated the parents from their children. This was so that the parents could never teach us the words of Allah, our own names, our own language, our own culture, our own religion, and our own God.
كل ذلك ليمنع آباءنا من أن يعلمونا لغتهم، من أن يعطونا أسماءهم، من أن يعلمونا الدين وأن نصبح مؤمنين بالله تبارك وتعالى.
So we grew up in America having eyes but not being able to see.
ولذلك نشأنا في أمريكا ولنا عيون ولكننا لا نستطيع الإبصار.
Having ears but not being able to hear. Having a tongue but not being able to speak one word of the Quran. Our slave masters deprived us of the human right to read and to know.
حرمنا أسياد عبوديتنا من حق القراءة أو الكتابة أو المعرفة.
We were sold like you sell a horse or a cow or a lamb or a sheep. We were sold from one master to another.
وكنا نباع ونشترى كما يباع الحصان والبقرة والعجل والغنم من سيد إلى سيد.
Many of us were even branded as you brand your horse with a hot firing iron.
وكنا نوصم وتوضع الوصمة علينا كما توضع تلك الوصمة على الحصان أو على البقرة.
The evil mistreatment of the blacks in America is without parallel in human history.
إنما قاساه أولئك العبيد السود في أمريكا لا مثيل له في كل التاريخ.
It was against the law for any white person to teach a black person to read.
وكان القانون يحرم على أي رجل أبيض أن يعلم الأسود القراءة والكتابة.
And the evil poison of racism poisoned the bloodstream of Christianity, of government, of the judicial system, of everything that goes to make civilization. All of it was poisoned by white supremacy.
وهذا سم العنصرية والتفرقة سار في كل أرجاء الدولة من قوانينها إلى رجالاتها إلى مؤسساتها كلها أصبحت مسمومة حتى مسيحيتها.
While this was happening to us in America, our world of Islam in the East was being destroyed.
وبينما كان هذا يحدث لنا في أمريكا كان العالم الإسلامي في الشرق تحت وابل
The caliphate set up by the Holy Prophet was destroyed.
ولقد حطمت الخلافة التي أنشأها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
We became divided again after our unity.
وأصبحنا متفرقين ثانية بعد أن كنا متحدين.
We split up our religion into sects and parties, each one glorying in their own part.
وجعلنا من ديننا شيعا وأحزابا كل شيعة بما لديهم فرحون.
We were made right to be destroyed by our colonial masters.
وكنا دائما تحت وطأة أي ساعة من أسيادنا ليحطمونا ويقتلونا.
We lost the power of our faith.
وفقدنا قوة إيماننا.
Our Grand Mufti was teaching us this morning of what a real Muslim is like, but we had lost the power to be real Muslims.
لقد علمنا سماحة المفتي كيف يكون المسلم الحقيقي ولكننا فقدنا القوة أن نكون ذلك.
Although the Quran is a complete message leaving nothing of the human condition without God's remembrance.
ورغم أن القرآن قد حوى كل شيء ولم يغادر الله فيه لا صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا أوجدها في هذا القرآن.
Some of our leaders became tired of the Quran and began to feed their minds on other doctrines which corrupted and poisoned the spirit of Islam.
مما يدعو للأسف أن بعض قادتنا ضاق ذرعا بالقرآن وأتى بعقائد أخرى بعيدة كل البعد لتسلم أحكامنا وعقولنا.
And many of our leaders, instead of taking this Quran and putting it to our heads and to our hearts, we took our Quran and put it behind our backs.
وكثير من زعمائنا بدل أن يضعوا القرآن على رؤوسهم وفي قلوبهم وعقولهم جعلوه خلف ظهورهم.
How then can Allah guide a people who put him behind them rather than in front of them?
فكيف يهدي الله أناسا وضعوه خلف ظهورهم بدل أن يضعوه نصف أعينهم بهدايتهم.
Now our Muslim world is in upheaval.
الآن العالم الإسلامي في حالة اضطراب.
Our Muslim world is in revolt against itself.
والعالم الإسلامي في حالة ثورة ضد نفسه.
Why?
لماذا؟
Because faith has turned to hypocrisy.
لأن الإيمان انقلب إلى نفاق.
We who once believed have gone back into disbelief.
نحن الذين كنا مؤمنين يوما ما انقلبنا إلى الكفر.
Or we believe but our actions are not corresponding to our faith.
أو بعبارة أخرى إننا نؤمن ولكن أعمالنا لا تتوافق مع إيماننا.
So the Islam during the time of the Holy Prophet that transformed the entire known world is powerless today to even transform our own societies.
لذلك هذا الإسلام الذي استطاع أن يقلب ويهدي العالم القديم جميعه هذا الإسلام عاجز أن يهدي مجتمعنا الحالي.
Our Grand Mufti is right. Allah is calling on us to be real Muslims again.
إن سماحة المفتي الأكثر على حق عندما يقولنا بأن الله يريدنا أن نصبح مسلمين ثانية.
One man, Prophet Muhammad, and his companions transformed the world.
إنسان واحد ومحمد مع صحابته حول العالم جميعا.
That same power is in us today to transform the world.
هي موجودة بأيدينا اليوم ونستطيع عن طريقها أن نحول العالم.
I am coming from a world friendship tour.
إنني آت من رحلة صداقة عبر العالم.
I just left Iran and Iraq.
لقد أتيت على الكون من إيران والعراق.
After 8 years of a bloody war,
وبعد 8 سنوات من حرب دامية,
which took the lives of over 1 million young Muslims,
والتي انتهكت حياة 1,000,000 شاب مسلم.
We are asking those two nations to quickly reconcile their differences.
إننا نطلب من هذين الشعبين أن يتصالحا وأن ينسيا خلافاتهما.
For nearly 10 or more years, or more than that, Syria and Iraq have not been brotherly.
وربما لمدة 10 سنوات أكثر سوريا والعراق لم يكونا على مستوى الأخوة.
The borders between two Muslim brothers are closed.
فالحدود بين دولتين أخوين مغلقة.
Why is this?
لماذا هذا؟
How can we say we love Allah and His Prophet and yet will not reconcile our differences with our own family?
كيف نقول أننا نحب الله ونبيه ولا نستطيع أن نتصالح ونتصافح وننسى خلافاتنا؟
The Muslim world is weak now,
العالم الإسلامي في ضعف الآن.
and the oppressor is strong.
وما زال القوي ظالما وقويا.
But if we remembered Allah and His message in the Quran,
ولكننا إن ذكرنا الله تبارك وتعالى ورسالته في القرآن
and carried that message into practice,
وجعلنا هذه الرسالة وضعناها في حيز التطبيق,
Allah would return us to that preeminent position that is reserved for true Muslims.
فإن الله سيعيدنا إلى ذلك المركز العالي الذي حفظه الله للمسلمين الصادقين.
I pray Allah in the name of His servant Muhammad
إنني أسأل الله تبارك وتعالى باسم عبده محمد
that Syria and Iraq will come together again as one great Muslim nation.
أن سوريا والعراق يصبحان ثانية أمة إسلامية قوية.
The children of Iraq are dying
إن أطفال العراق يموتون
because the sanctions against Iraq
بسبب العقوبات ضد العراق
is depriving the children and the parents of proper food and nourishment.
إن هذه العقوبات الاقتصادية تحرم أطفال العراق وآبائهم من الطعام والغذاء الصالح.
Women are having babies prematurely.
والنساء تلد أطفالها قبل وقتهن.
I saw a 2-year-old baby yesterday weighing only 12 pounds.
رأيت البارحة طفلا عمره 2 سنين ولا يزيد وزنه عن 12 باوند أو 6 كيلو.
I saw children dying of leukemia because of some of the composition of uranium in some of the bombs that were dropped on Iraq.
ورأيت أطفالا يموتون بسبب فقر الدم بسبب قنابل ملوثة سُقيت على العراق وملوثة بالراديوم.
Why should Muslim children suffer because of political differences?
لماذا يعاني أطفال المسلمين بسبب خلافات سياسية؟
We must rectify that situation.
علينا أن نصحح هذا الوضع.
Muslims are dying in Bosnia.
المسلمون يموتون في البوسنة.
Muslims are dying in Chechnya.
والمسلمون يموتون في الشيشان.
And we have to wait for the United Nations to tell us that it's all right to help our own brother.
ونحن ننتظر الأمم المتحدة.
What kind of Islam is this?
ما هذا الإسلام؟
This book gives us the authority to help our own Muslim brother. Why should we have to ask the United Nations for permission?
هذا الكتاب الذي هو القرآن يعطينا السلطة لمساعدة إخوتنا وأخواتنا. فلما نطلب الإذن من الأمم المتحدة؟
We have the power to become the superpower in the 21st century.
لدينا القوة لأن نصبح القوة العظمى في القرن 21.
I agree with His Eminence the Grand Mufti.
إنني أوافق سماحة المفتي العام.
The 21st century is the century of Islam.
بأن القرن 21 هو قرن الإسلام.
But all of us In my conclusion, America has become the greatest nation on earth and the only superpower. She has the greatest military might. She has the strongest economy. She has the most marvelous infrastructure. She masters the science of telecommunications. She is the leader in transportation. But what America needs most is the pure message of Islam. Only Islam will make America a true superpower. Only Islam can destroy the racist minds of America. Only Islam can destroy the sexism of America and the world. Only Islam can destroy man's rush to materialism. And only Islam can destroy these artificial boundaries that separate one people, one nation from another. Islam is the fastest growing religion in America.